Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a delight to be here to host the One World Media Awards. I've been filling in for Jon Snow for about 19 years now. So if you know, we can do the story about how he nearly killed Idi Amin. That one usually comes out at these awards, I think. Or we can do the one about swimming the Chateau Arab. Or was that John Simpson? He's here as well. But I've also been told by my editor that if I can bring this in under 2 hours, then I'll get the next prime ministerial interview on Channel 4 News. So I'm not going to go on. We are taking a much-needed break from coverage of the general election tonight for one night only to widen the focus to global stories at the end of another year that has seen conflicts intensifying, a continuation of migration on a mass scale, and Europe's crisis in handling incoming refugees, and the upsets, of course, of Brexit and Trump reverberating all the time. And it is here at the One World Media Awards that we celebrate coverage of international stories and recognise journalists, filmmakers and media producers who are giving voice to those from the global south. The awards are unique in their mission of recognising underreported stories that foreground the voices of those from developing countries, and in their wider aim of rewarding work that challenges misperceptions and stereotypes about the developing world. Now, this evening we have a packed ceremony of 15 award categories to present, so without further ado, we start this evening with the Short Film Award, which recognises the power of short film to capture stories about the global south. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Life Inside Islamic State, BBC.
A group of blindfolded young men stood in handcuffs. In front of them, a masked man began reading. Hassan, fighting with regime forces. His punishment, beheading. Isa was a media activist, accused of speaking to foreign parties. His punishment, beheading. A man with a sword carried out the punishment. As I walked down the road, cursing out loud, a group of Daesh's religious police rushed over and grabbed me. They took me to their headquarters. I tried to reason with them, but it was no use. You were cursing out loud. Your punishment is 40 lashes.
On assignment, China's one-child policy, ITV.
Second-time mothers are a new phenomena at maternity groups like this one. Women who grew up knowing their birthrights would be restricted. Their blossoming baby bumps celebrate government-granted permission to have a second child.
因为在我们都是独生子女的一代，在我们的成长过程中都没有兄弟姐妹的陪伴，所以我希望我给我们的孩子最好的礼物，不是说是给他更好的玩具，或者是给他，应该是我觉得应该是超越这个玩具啊，超越这些金钱，留给他的，给他的陪伴他一生的这个陪伴他一生的一个手足之情。
The Battle for Mosul, Channel 4 News.
A woman approaches the soldiers, but the fear of suicide bombers is ever present, so they fire a warning shot. Eventually, she persuades the soldiers to let her and her family in, without any checks. And once inside, there is one thing, above all else, she yearns to know.
So please welcome Jenny Horwell, producer at Bertha Dock House and chair of the Short Film Award jury, to reveal the winner of this year's award. Jenny.
The shortlisted films in this category took us across continents, highlighting underreported issues and revealing new angles on situations we thought we knew, through animation, reportage, observational filmmaking and drama. Though they may be short, compared to some of the nominees coming up this evening, these films displayed complex, nuanced storytelling, bold directorial choices, and rigorous journalism. And the winner is The Battle for Mosul.
Olivier is going to be really, really pleased to win this award. I know he put in a huge commitment to make the film. He sent his apologies for not being able to be here with us tonight. He's on his way back to Iraq to do some more filming in Mosul and Baghdad. But he did send me a note, which I'd like to read to you all. He says, "Thank you very much for this award. It's an honour to be recognised alongside such other great nominees and by an organisation like One World Media. Covering Mosul is incredibly challenging and the risks are high, but I believe that it's worth it. I wanted to make a film that gave an intimate portrait of the battle through the eyes of the soldiers and the civilians, and I think that's what we did. I'd like to thank Channel 4 News for giving me the opportunity to make this happen. I could not have done it without you, and of course a big thank you to the very talented team, Teresa Smith, Aggie Liggett and Andy Davis, who brought the film to life in the edit. Since making this film, I've been back to Mosul and have spent months on the front line with the same unit from Golden Division. Many of them have been wounded, and sadly many have also been killed. I'd like to dedicate this award to them. Thank you very much."